Okay, so this question, again, going back to the box, says in a soccer game, a ball is passed back to the goalkeeper. She kicks the ball from ground level up the field. The height of the ball above the ground can be modeled by the function h of t is equal to negative 0.03 times d minus 28 squared plus 12. Our last question here, question 20 here, says the horizontal distance in meter traveled by the ball when it hits the ground for the first time is equal to what? Now, what that means is, here's my function, negative 0.03 d minus 28 squared plus 12. What that means is I want to figure out where does this thing go to 0? What is its x-intercept? Now, and I can do this on the calculator without too much problems here, but actually I can do this. I can do this algebraically as well. I can just manipulate this, and it's not too bad. So, for example, the first thing I might do is bring that 12 over, because there's two terms here. The plus sign separates them. I need to get the d by itself, and it's in that first term. So I'm going to move the 12 out of the way. So negative 0.03 d minus 28 squared. Now, I want to show you something here. To help myself out, I'm going to rewrite that negative 0.03 as 3 over 100. If you look at the number 0.03, that is 3/100ths. That literally means 3 divided by 100. Now, there's a negative on both sides, so I'm going to cancel those out. It's going to become positive. And then I can see that there's 100 in the denominator. I'm going to multiply both sides by 100 here. That's going to get me 1200 is equal to 3 d minus 28 squared. Now, it still looks like I got a lot going on here, but actually this is getting better. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 3, just so I can completely get rid of that coefficient on the right-hand side. And that actually gets me 400 is equal to d minus 28 squared. And what I would do now is take the square root of both sides, which looks maybe a little bit more complicated than it is. I'm going to get 400. Now it's going to be plus or minus 400. I don't know whether this should be the positive root or the negative root, but I'm going to get plus or minus 20. Turns out that is actually a fairly easy thing to calculate. Square root of 400 is just 20. Now I'm going to add 28 to both sides. So it's going to be 28 plus or minus 20 is equal to that distance. Now let's think about what that means. That means that the distance is either 28 plus 20. Okay, so that could be 48, or 28 minus 20. Okay, 8. So how far is it in meters does the ball travel when it hits the ground for the first time? Okay, well, what's going on with this thing is we've got, if you just take a look at the graph here, it's a parabola doing this. Now, she's kicking it from the ground up and then down here. So she's basically hitting it here, and then the ball hits here, and then it's bouncing. It doesn't go drilling through the earth. It hits there and it bounces and it rolls here. So this is where it's hitting for the first time. That basically has to correspond to 48. So she's kicking it at 8 and it's landing at 48. That's got to be how that's working. Oh, and it's still recording. Hold on.